Happy New Year, everybody. Starting the year off a little sideways here, a little bit of excitement in the beginning of the week. And I just want to kind of highlight the next key levels here for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, actually, as we continue into basically the next week here in January 2025. So, earlier this week, before the new year and the new month and all that good stuff, we actually started off with one of my favorite setups, all right, where I look for every single day, week, month, etc. And it's where we put in a low or a high, and then the next week we start off by basically sweeping that low, right? So anybody that came in and had put stop losses, and mind you that most people do not enter, right at the lows here, right? They're entering once the price starts to recover and they're feeling comfortable and they're getting FOMO that they might miss out on a move. They're going to come in once the move kind of bounces back up, or vice versa. If people are trying to enter short, they're going to enter it once the move starts coming back down, right? They don't ever enter generally at lows or highs. And then we go over a weekend. People feel pretty comfortable about their position, especially when you see a move like that. And then, so like I said, you just come down, we start off, you stop out everybody, breakout traders for, new short positions enter here, and then the price reverses, right? And this is generally the best time to enter. This is known as an SFP, a swing failure pattern, not super fun Paul, unfortunately. And yeah, we had a couple of things that, we were looking for. I alerted this setup in the group specifically where we were coming down to that previous week low, a couple of, pretty nice targets here. One being the monthly pivot, which was our average of price for December, makes it a pretty likely target for the month of January. We hit that pretty well off, right? So just from that previous week low to that pivot, you had about almost a 6% move and so on. We're on the daily time frame now. We are holding above that. So for the short term, that is the level we want to see held for more upside. You got a couple of key levels here as we go up. We've got some volume targets here, some daily levels of resistance, essentially, and then you got the all-time high. Personally, while while looking at a couple of things here, we've got a new range to be aware of, right? So we've got, just like our previous week, we've now got a new previous month, and that is the month of December. All right, so this was also a little key here to look at. Once we swept that low, we wanted to get back into the range. We were looking for a target, which was point of control, also that monthly pivot. So a little bit of confluence there. That would have been a TP1, or just note that that was a key region to flip for the next upside. And from here, I'm looking to rotate the range, meaning from low to high. Okay. And the range high does come in at about $102,000, right? So for me, I'm looking for Bitcoin. I fully anticipate, as long as we're holding above this 97, we'll see 102. From there, we'll look to see if we come up and actually make a new high, but just taking it level by level, that is what I do anticipate at the moment on Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum is in a similar boat here. We came down, we deviated the December range quite a bit here. We actually had the December monthly pivot, so last month, which was the average of price for November, made it a likely target for December. We traded up here in December. We came all the way back down to that monthly pivot, which is actually where I got a decent long position off of, and I'm still holding that and looking for at least the monthly naked point of control up here, which is once again our native target once we enter a range. Okay, so we've broken back into that range now. You bounced off that level there, and we're looking to, same as Bitcoin, pretty much rotate this range. All right, not overlook that volume target here. Okay, so about 3,800. Let's just see where a local gold pocket is. Probably a little bit below that. Yeah, it's a little bit below that. Just maybe a little above us where we are now. It's actually coming in right at the middle of the range, about 3,700. So a couple of speed bumps along the way here. Towards that region there. And then from that, if we do start living above the range high here, the main target for me still really does remain this $4,400 daily up here. It's nothing of a crazy note, but it is something I've been kind of looking to set, and we'll see if we get to it, and then we'll kind of build some context around Bitcoin if we do see that as well. Finally, we've got XRP. XRP, depending on how you want to look at it, right? A bull flag, a pennant, bullish consolidation, what have you. You've pretty much just trending sideways ever since that $2.96 high. We've come down all the way as low as 190. We do have some high time frame averages all stacked up right down here below the lows at 180. So at some point, I do imagine we come down and visit that level at least. So for anybody looking for a type of a fresh entry, or just kind of noting where we could see a pullback to on XRP at some point in the probably weeks to months here near future, I'd be looking down to that 179. However, at the moment, I do still foresee a little bit more upside here alongside with Bitcoin, alongside with Ethereum. And one thing that I want to point out here, it's a super keyword potential here, harmonic butterfly pattern that, may take us as high as about 318, right? You got our all-time high just above that. So it's not something that, has to just, hit the brakes right here and get a reversal or anything like that. But I have been kind of tracking this idea here. I actually ended up taking along with that Ethereum long and Bitcoin as well, actually, earlier this week when we came back and dipped our toes back below $2 for like the 30th time. And, targeting back to this region here, I actually took profits at 241, which is essentially where we are now. I'm sorry. And then we have a daily level of resistance just above us here. That's kind of like the next little major, step in the way here for us to look for a flip. And if we do claim that region, I would imagine we actually take a stab at the highs and probably come through and fulfill this potential pattern here. Now this is a bearish pattern, once completed, and I really highlight the idea that this is like looking for a head and shoulders, before you completed the third, the other shoulder, right? So this is just something I'm looking that I try to identify this ahead of time so that if this does complete, I have a key region here that I'm not getting overly bullish at, because this is an area where we may see reversal, right? So that's the whole point of these. And then when we do get up to here, there's some pretty specific targets that take us actually back down. And honestly, I would imagine, something along the lines like we would come up and see that region, front run the all-time high, and then maybe come back down for those high time frame averages down at 180. So we will see how it all unfolds, of course. But at the moment, I do still anticipate, we're holding, this region here. I'd look to see that 257, and then ultimately back to the highs, $3. And 318 would be the next major areas I'm looking to on XRP. I guess we'll actually finish this off with a Bitcoin dominance outlook as well. We came up and we front ran some really big areas here where, we don't necessarily have to tag them by any means. And I mean, give or take, it's not that it has to be perfect. And we did come really close to it. But this was the area that I had been targeting ever since at least the beginning of last year, if not from this region. Yeah, almost 2023 really had a really big area up here sitting at about 62%. All right. And we front ran that a bit. We've gotten our pullback. We've got a little lower high ordeal going on. So, maybe this is the beginning of a downtrend. But I do want to point out that we're at major support here on Bitcoin dominance, all right, which is the yearly average as well, right? So we've come down here, it was untapped. It has now been tapped. So you got a nice little bounce, or at least support at the moment here. And if we do start to kind of come back up from this region, I would imagine that this monthly naked point of control, similar to anything else, the dominance actually trades pretty well in this same caliber, would get met. So push back up to about 60% wouldn't be ideal for the altcoins, but that probably would take Bitcoin up to that those new all-time highs, back to that 102 region, stuff like that. So just something to be aware of here is that we have a little bit of a major support on our hand right here. And then it could push us all the way back up to this area there. If you would like to join the CVO Trading Discord, there is a link in my bio or information panel that will take you straight to the WAP website where you can do that, where I have all of my analysis, all of my outlooks, my insights, member exclusive updates, and pretty much 24/7, constant flows there on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a ton of altcoins. I also have a CVO Academy that covers how I, find and utilize the tools and resources and the range data and everything that I use in these videos to kind of at least help you understand the lingo, potentially even look for it yourself. And I am running a little special that if you put in the promo code CVO, it'll give you 50% off your first month. So give it a try. It's almost like 2 weeks for free. Otherwise, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, everybody, cheers.